I took this opportunity because I felt like I wasn't really achieving what I wanted to with the education that I had. And so this opportunity was a way of looking into the future in terms of a career path.
It is important for me to bring these knowledge back to Canada, back to SciEst, because I was there to witness how people did there. So, and actually people benefit from their projects. So I find it that's fascinating.
I've lived abroad in another country where I don't speak the language. I understand the complications and the frustrations that can come with that.
I had done my research on the country, and like I said, I was in the Philippines, so language wasn't a barrier. Most Filipinos are extremely fluent in English.
But when I applied on the internship, I was also second-guessing myself, you know, like how many people are going to speak English at my job? How am I going to feel living in a culture where I really don't understand the language at all?
That is the barrier. I don't know any Vietnamese. Yeah, I try to learn some, but it's difficult. It's very different.
And you know, I started to learn some phrases, and I was learning numbers and colors and food on YouTube actually before I went. But actually when I got there, I realized that a lot of people spoke Russian. So that was one surprise for me.
I was extremely fortunate and had really easy going time traveling and communicating.
I was very fortunate because I had a lot of support around me for languages. I had a lot of colleagues that spoke English and who could translate for me. I also had my roommate who spoke Russian. So at the very beginning, he was very, I would say, instrumental in helping me to, you know, establish with an apartment and just going out and being able to order things in restaurant and even just ask for directions, things like that, or get a taxi. Those types of things are very important initially when you're setting up.
Learn from different people how they speak the same word because they also have different accents. So day by day I pick up a lot of different phrases.
At the end of the day, the organization was really crucial to me settling in. They found language classes for me. They helped with translation. They sent with translators, and they covered that aspect quite well. I took Russian classes. I tried to go to different clubs and tried to learn the language a little bit more informally as well.
You make the effort to speak their language. They really appreciate that because you're showing that you're willing to learn their culture.
You don't want to spend your whole time learning language and working, or else you're just going to be dead tired. So I decided to motivate some of the time to learning the language as well as some time to enjoying my life while I was there.
I thought it was a big challenge, and now I look back at it, I did okay, I think.
I feel like I maybe could have learned a little bit more. I got out learning to survive with the language, but I had so much support around me that I spoke a lot of English there, surprisingly. We went for an intercultural debriefing in Regina, which is organized by SciEst and CETA, to help interns to reintegrate, talk about their experiences, and just kind of, I guess, have a closing ceremonies on their whole experience, and that helped to talk about the challenges that we had as well as the positive things that we experienced.
I came back with more confidence, with more independence, and a really positive outlook on life.
I feel like I grew as a person, as a professional, intellectually. I think when you're abroad, you learn new things about culture, about language, about history.
I think it will be a great experience for students to doing this because they're going to take a lot of challenge that they haven't faced before.
Your level of patience, your level of tolerance, your level of awareness, socially, culturally, and otherwise are almost heightened by international experience.
Personally, you know, all the social relationships that you form abroad definitely help you grow as a person, and professionally working in your field and being able to take that information and those skills back to the workforce when you come back, that's what helps you grow as a professional as well.
And they have to be very assertive about things. They have to be very sure what they want. They have to be willing to get out of their comfort zone. They have a desire to learn new things every single day.
It wasn't just strictly work, and it wasn't strictly social. It was a combination of the two, and A lot of it allowed for travel time. So not only do you get to be located in an amazing place, make some really good friends, but you get to expand that and travel outside of those borders. In terms of colleagues, I will keep in touch with these people for as long as we can keep in touch.
When I go back for business, I think that I will be in touch with those people.
I think international experience really demonstrates a lot of skills that employers look for.
Employers will appreciate that you have overseas experience, not only working but also living.
I think it takes courage to be able to get up and take on this experience, and so I think there are a lot of qualities that come out of participants of programs and internships like this that are really admirable, and I think that a lot of employers see that in people who have done these kinds of programs.
I think that interns that do choose to go on this program do have a certain air about them. You know, they're more open to change, they're more flexible in their thinking maybe, or maybe even more open-minded.
Yeah, definitely really affect my future employment because I have some experience of how business work in Asia country.
I've come back with this notion that my skills are better for me, and I know that they will be better for the company of choice, and now I know that it's my choice. And I feel like this is empowering. It has given me the option to look at potential opportunities and say, well, I get the choice now. This is up to me.
And I had great people around me to help me through the experience, and I felt like I was fairly versatile in being able to experience it, but no, I didn't. I didn't know everything before I went, that's for sure.
I think it opens your eyes to different ways of life, different paces of life, different cultures, different religions. And there's no way that that doesn't make you a better person. And when you can bring that back home and use the adaptability that you've gained and use these core values, these amazing skills that you've learned and have adopted, and bring those back to your Canadian culture, I don't see how that doesn't work in a multicultural society that we are today anyway.
To bring this knowledge and to learn from it, and then you can use it from other places in your life.
It opens your eyes to living in a new country, to the challenges that that people can face when they move to a new country, especially, you know, living in Canada. There's so many newcomers here. You can understand what they're going through when they move to a new country where they don't know anybody, they don't know the language.
I had the most amazing time of my life. I met some really amazing people.
It's a short internship, but it's valuable in the end because you grow as a person, you grow professionally. It's a great development experience.
If anybody has the opportunity to take any of this on, even though 5 months is short, it's worth it.
I think it's just a great decision if you can take the leap.
It's a great confidence booster.
I had developed a network of friends. You know, I had become very close with my coworkers. I didn't want to leave, to be honest. It felt like home,